Greetings. All right, so get my energy back. It's been like a last minute energy drain. Yeah, the waves are, it's still, I mean, I be getting my energy back. Doesn't mean the war is over yet. At least with what's going on, you know, on the home front, you could say Priscilla's here, laying down on the job. Yeah, at least she's here. Unlike Fritzy, who's never showing up for work. She's over there, being Cleopatra somewhere. But Fritzy's here. I mean, Priscilla's here. I keep getting confused sometimes. I guess Fritzy is here then. In spirit. When she's over, in her basket. But Priscilla's here. So anyway, so kind of going into more of the Orion energies. No, I haven't been tapping. I've been so freaking worn out. I'm trying to get some energy back. Enjoy it while it lasts. This coming week might not. Yeah, this might be a bit rough again. Yeah. But there were, so like some of these conspiracy theory people that are online like to make not to name names. Some of them can easily be like Orion frequencies, just to get people all riled up. It's just oh, it's this, it's that, it's government, this, it's that, whatever. By playing people like they're like a musical instrument, basically. The frequencies are so. It doesn't mean it's wrong. Sometimes there probably is some. It might be more right than wrong, but it's still kind of taking nothing and turning to a whole, whatever. It's another. It's because we are going into a more non-physical reality slowly. Hate to burst the bubble of those that feel like the new Earth is right down the corner. Yeah. But as we connect more to the non-physical realms, obviously there are gatekeepers there, and some of this conspiracy theory stuff is definitely involved with it. It's just because people still have darkness here, so there's a conspiracy, panic attack, World War III, whatever. If this political candidate gets in, it's going to be the end of us. All this fucking just junk. So, yeah, it's the worst thing that can happen to us is more blandness, more boringness. Yeah, the economy might not be that great, and you just have to, crunch the numbers a little bit. But excess never worked either, though. You have too much, and you do nothing. So it's tough. It's a tough game out there. So anyway, but the puppet masters, I always said the Ryans are some of them. Of course, they have the Syrian energies, Atlantean manipulations. It goes on and on and on. So how are you going to get out of all this? I don't know. It's not going to be an easy. Right. The world's not going to get out of this easily. It's, no, just too many low frequencies here to have it like go into more of a higher frequency, like as some are supposedly seeing. Like you can get your superpowers. Like you say, you have to wait for it. You have to wait for all your powers to show. You're always, waiting is a big thing. That's, jeez. So what am I waiting for again? I mean, the one I grew up was waiting for the end of the world. That's the environment I grew up in. It's like, I get a break. So, I hate to burst your bubble there, but you're not that lucky. So yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not all Orions. Of course, there's other beings here. It just gets kind of complicated, but like the future outlook of the world, that's the other thing. If you want to know what the future is, I don't know, probably more blandness. Probably you're already living it. I mean, yeah, there's going to be change down the line, and I'm going through change like a motherfucker. So, yeah, like I said, I got energy for a change. I'm going through like warp speed transformation, and but there's other stuff that's going to hit society eventually. But yeah, that might be a slower rollout. I did feel like the mid September, but to the presidential thing, the cat and mouse, the crybaby, whatever that is, the debate drama queen thing. That's kind of like mid September, right? So yeah, that might be part of what's unraveling. Um, yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, that's. I feel like that's part of it. It's not the whole of it, but but so I feel like realize it's like the big event, the big whatever it is. Because I'm not really sure what it is yet. Yeah, it's Bitcoin getting. No, it's not that. It's not fun. It feels, which is strange. It doesn't feel financial. It's more society stuff. Um, yeah, like Trump, for example, Trump not winning or something. I don't know about that, but whatever. So the presidential thing does have a connection to it. Now I'm getting like mid-November of. I mean, this is all that says something right there. But there's more to it than just the political. But political is definitely tied to whatever. Yeah, I'm getting mid-November energies too. So doesn't mean anything. Nothing's going to happen in October. Things are happening now. It's like world pieces. Doesn't mean it's going to be the end of the world or the new Earth's going to pop in. Going to have all our superpowers and fly around like a a cult leader on acid. That's funny. One of these cult leaders, when you start dressing like a cult leader, that's like just talk about ballsy. And it's just in their mind they think they're doing something. Whatever, whatever, man. The world's gone. The world has checked out. But either way, so gross. Yeah, well, even like some of the cult stuff, not to mention names, when they're dressing like a cult leader, of course, they act like they're some galactic leader, supposedly. That's more cult leader shit, though. Almost like a galactic pope without revealing what I'm talking about. It's kind of the mental illness there is beyond, it's pretty, it's out there. Delusional mental illness is. Might as well take it to a whole new level, right? They'll probably make a movie out of it one day. Probably. You know, how people that are just if you know what I was talking about. I'm not gonna go into details. I don't feel like dealing with all that. Yeah. You say so many crazies out there already. It's like a galactic pope. Man, is that messed up? Jeez, man, welcome to Earth, right? So anyway, that's so messed up. So Orion puppet masters and victims of conspiracy. Because realize also those that are believing in this conspiracy theory stuff doesn't mean it's wrong. There might be some truths there here and there, but then it's all dramatized and it's all psychotic, toxic. By some of the supposedly Orion conspiracy, supposedly helping you, but actually making things worse. You'd be surprised how they're blocking people from their spiritual self because they believe, oh, the elites believe in that, so I gotta stay away from it. It's like a block. Instead of just letting them just figure things out, they might feel like it's a bad thing. And it's also probably not ready for it too, but like here every once in a while for the common people that work around every now and then, they just know things. I just knew that somebody was at the door, and sure enough, somebody was at the door, and I didn't say a damn thing. I'm not saying anything. Yeah, just not. It's not open that door, especially if it's a work environment. There's an environment, time, and place. If it was like a more casual place, it'd be different. When you're working, you gotta be careful of that. Get too bizarre. Of course, whatever. to that in a second. Samsung.com. Enterprise sessions, scheduler. Shop here. It's funny, some of these conspiracy nut jobs or this so-called spiritual helpers, whatever. Say some people, for obvious reasons, don't want to say anything because of their work environment. They don't want to lose their job, and understood, like they're supposedly secret information. And some of these podcasters say, just don't worry about it, who cares? Like, well, that'd be nice, but are you going to be taking care of them when they lose their job? Are you going to be, supporting them when their whole life falls apart? Probably not. But it sounds cool, though. It sounds like a cool hippie, influencer. Yeah, whatever. We're fucking nuts. Yeah, it's dressed up like a cult leader. That seems to be. YouTube doesn't seem to have a problem with that. And apparently, the audience doesn't. They seem like they eat it up even more. Like you look dressed up like some kind of Anunnaki Pope princess manipulator. What the fuck, man? Oh well, society's checked out, so whatever. So all right. All right, we're going to Orion Puppet Energies. Yeah, I imagine that's going to be helpful. There's only going so much in that one. And the victims that are, those are addicted to conspiracy theories and all that. Always say they feel like they have it all figured out and all that. More power to you on that one. Yeah, it's a mess out there. All right, okay. Okay, here we go, blessings. Brings you the Orions on a neutral level. Orions, yes, they see your world as a game, a checkmate. They feel that they can do as whatever they please, as you can see. Yes, and normally get away with it to some level, even if they get publicity of them being outed, for whatever, they get all this publicity saying how bad they are. You'd be surprised how many I'm just like, yes, send me all the attention I can. I don't really care. You'd be surprised. So it's a trickster frequency, get people confused without going into all the details of it. It's like muddying the waters. More conspiracy panic frequency you put out there. It just causes more confusion now. It's just because many of you are, quietening, bringing more of a calmer frequency, a quiet energy so you can connect. While there's a storm of conspiracy, like what you're doing is bad and all of that, and you don't have any negative intentions towards anyone. But what as some of you probably know, is like, have no negative intentions. But if you tell this to anybody, what you're doing, obviously they'll see it as like witchcraft or whatever it is. It's really just connecting more to yourself. But obviously society is programmed not to. And yes, they are kind of like a robot to some level. Kind of like wild animals, as you can see. This is where the canine energy comes from, like a wild canine or cat, but also dog. The canine within the person can be ignited to be just not thinking correctly, as you can see, and the cat too. But the dog is a little bit more, like cage fighting. You don't see many cats cage fighting. You see more dog cage fighting. That's basically, the human is trained to attack something it doesn't understand. Let's put it that way. Now, obviously, there's stuff it doesn't understand. It's going to react. That's one thing. But you'd be surprised how many are actually being weaponized as you go into more spiritual development. Yes, many are polluting the spiritual development also, as you can see, to make you look like you're all crazy when it's not the truth. But there are others to make it look bad at the same time. So that's why you keep it to yourself. That's what we're getting at. You want to share it with others. It's like, you know what? Maybe it's best I have this secret identity because society is nuts. And it's an attack, yes, on your growth, of course. Like I say, you don't have negative intentions towards anybody. And, obviously, it's just society is just a wild dog, basically. Not all, but there's a lot of it out there. So they just don't understand. And this has happened throughout, thousands of years. So you can say the Atlantean frequencies, as they're abusing it, their powers, it became more, the dark magician became more part of society. Obviously, society has every right to be skeptical, especially in the ancient Greeks, and just they went through a lot of mysticism, the Druids, spirituality basically, of course, spirituality has been alive throughout history to some level. And they knew about witchcraft and all of that. And they're just, you can say, more trained. Nowadays, it's become more technologies come in, and the non physical realms are not, it's more corporatized through religions. Of course, that's been happening in the past, but now it's coming actually more difficult to some level. At least for more of what you're, the right stuff, let's put it that way. The less polluted frequency. It's got more popular spirituality, but it doesn't mean it's always the right spirituality. Let's put it that way. It doesn't mean, just because it's mainstream does not mean it's like not manipulated, as some of you know. So, um, consciousness of, yes, you can say the conspiracy frequencies of your astral universe, you're more of a neutral energy. Now, the humans really want to know what's happening here. Some of them indulge in chaotic frequency, like their darker side. Not everybody, but some are just addicted to madness, you can say. You have horror movies, those are popular. And why not? The madness is in society. Why be a nice person when you can be a psychotic? You come off as nice. Hide that inner demon. A Lilith frequency there. It's not everybody, but it does exist. As many of you know, you can blame the government all day long, but your average person still not exactly the most trusting frequency, as some of you know. You're working towards that. You're actually working more for unveiling more of the darkness here. And obviously, you get pushback for that. So just go with the flow. Don't the less you're trying to save the world, the better. Focus on more on your frequency and just you're surviving a world that has lost its mind, basically. Keep your sanity in troubled water, especially you feel like certain events are building up. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world, but it's just many things have to unravel themselves here. Knowledge doesn't mean you have knowledge of the astral world, because this world is very skeptical of the non-physical. Because the non-physical is causing a lot of trouble here, also through wizardry and things like that. They have issues too. Many people haven't figured out ghosts yet. Of course, that's not exactly a realm to focus on that much, because that can lower your frequency if you connect to it too much. Because it's another chaotic realm, basically. It's okay to dabble into it, have some understanding of it, but that can pull your frequency down also. And you get too pulled into their drama and not even realizing it. Those that are just like addicted to drama, a lot of that is the lower dimensional or astral frequencies. It just, if you want to know what hell is, it's basically drama. It's them tearing each other apart all the time. It's this and that, and they know everything, and it's just it's a soap opera, basically, a psychotic soap opera. It's Perry Mason, but on drugs, basically. There's probably I don't think, there is some, well, I can go into details of it. But of course, on a higher dimensional level, where higher dimensional beings get very naive, and they just get lazy. So, and the demonic ones are like psychotics, so they take advantage of that frequency. So they find weaknesses and they pull you down, and you're not strong enough to be aware. It's kind of like quicksand. So, for example, some of you might be in a relationship or knew somebody in a past relationship or occurrence. They feel like in some reality somewhere they're okay and sane, but in other places they weren't. Like now they aren't. Now they're insane. So it's like they can't handle the lower frequencies. Here's what we're getting at. So I guess that's our sign to yes, the revealing. So all right, blessings.